Hello again. Since we're here having a bit of a relationship and around my interpretation of mindfulness and meditation and movement, I thought you might want to know a little bit about my journey. And so I'm going to offer little cattails of my practice and what I've learned along the way. So the first will be in India in 1997, where I practiced a 10-day Vipassana retreat. Vipassana retreats created by Goenka. Many of you might have heard of Goenka, a wonderful teacher of Vipassana. His 10-day retreats are quite arduous, 4 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. meditating. I was in northern India at the time, and the center was rustic, to say the least. It was just in the process of being built. So actually both the male and the female dorms didn't even have a finished door or roof. It was all tarped. With the tarp also came a little bit of corroded tin. So it was a little loud when monkeys, which were in the forest, would run across and or when it would rain. The conditions I felt I got used to quite easily. It was more the fact that this retreat was silent, but I was never quiet. It felt like my thinking machine never took a break. I was planning how to get out of the retreat. I was planning where I was going to go post-retreat. I was planning the meal I was going to eat after the retreat. I was remembering many different aspects of my life. It was my second time in India, and so I was still getting used to traveling solo as a single woman. And so my mind just went. Then the mind started to compare myself to other people, how they were sitting, what they were doing. And then we didn't have hot water, and so then hopefully my bucket that I'd put out in the sun was still going to be there for my shower. Anything, everything, you name it, the mind was thinking. You know, that is an insight. How much we think. How much we might pay attention to our thoughts. And do we need to pay attention to our thoughts? It's an insight into an untrained mind. Of course, at that time, I had no idea. I thought, of course, that, I don't know, I couldn't meditate. Because when I would peek open in some of the hour sits, everybody was looking so meditative, so good, so comfortable. And I was comparing and thinking I was doing something wrong. We had cushions about this thick, I remember that, and I had never really sat before, so just the excruciating body pain, let alone everything else happening in the Dharma hall with coughing and sneezing and other bodily sounds. This mind doing its thing, I was like, whoa, over my head. But I stayed, and I learned. And many years later, I realized, oh, that was an insight. I was learning how untrained the mind was. I was learning how much the mind does think. And probably 99% of the thoughts I don't really need to pay attention to. So for those of you who've ever practiced a silent retreat and practicing meditation and you're noticing how much your mind thinks, yep, and it's an insight. Okay, thank you.